Hey, what's up you guys? Brian here, and today we're back in The Sims 4 with a creative sim video. Today I'm going to actually be making my cat in the game, and I got this idea because, and I know I misspoke last time, but my cat's birthday had come up. I said that her birthday was on Labor Day, I think, but that's actually wrong. I went back and I was talking to my parents because we ended up getting her when I was about 3, and I don't really remember a lot of the details, but I do remember some really key details, if that makes any sense. Like, I remember seeing her for the first time and going to the vet with her, but I don't remember the time of the year or what was going on or if it was a holiday or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and clear that all up this video because I thought that it'd be cool for me to create her and also introduce you to her and tell you about how she became a member of my family and stuff like that. So I think we're going to go ahead and get into that in a few seconds, but I want to go ahead and mention a few really quick things. So first of all, I have just reached over 70 subscribers on my channel. I think right now I actually have 72, it's telling me. And I just want to go ahead and tell you that I really appreciate you subscribing if you are one of my subscribers, and that's just so cool that I'm able to say that now. YouTube is something that I've really wanted to do for a long time, and I know my schedule's kind of crazy sometimes, and sometimes I don't upload. Like, this is my first upload in a month or so, and that's completely unintentional, and I apologize for that. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I just wanted to go ahead and thank you all for subscribing and allowing my videos to show up in your subscription feed. It really means a lot to me, and it's just really cool to have subscribers and be able to share my love of The Sims and eventually some other stuff. Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about me introducing another game to my channel, so let me go ahead and get into that right now. So I am thinking about introducing another game to my channel, and this is a game that I feel like I can play, and I could do the voiceover while I'm playing, and then I could just get it out to you guys, and I feel like it might work better with my college schedule being crazy, and studying for tests and finals and midterms, and doing papers and giving speeches, and being stressed out about my life and not knowing what I'm doing with it. So I'm thinking about introducing Assassin's Creed to my channel. I know it's like a complete jump from The Sims, and I understand that 100%, but I feel like that game would be something that I'm gonna try to do on my channel. I hope you guys are okay with me kind of experimenting with that and seeing where that goes. But the reason why I'm thinking about doing that, like I said, is because I feel like I can get the recordings done and everything, and with that game, there's also a storyline, which is something I'm a little bit unsure of with The Sims. You kind of have to create your own storyline, and I don't know how good I'd be at storytelling while I'm playing the game. And I don't really want to make a boring series that no one's going to want to watch, and I'm going to be embarrassed to post. So I'll definitely try playing around with that in my free time, but also, something with The Sims that is a little bit weird, well, not really weird, but it's that I have to record these videos, and I also have to edit them, and then on top of that I have to voice over, and that process takes me a really long time. So I figured that if I can do minimal editing and play the game and talk to you guys while I'm playing a game, then that would actually be the best thing for my schedule. So I'm thinking about that. I hope that if I do that, some of y'all would appreciate that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But I do enjoy Assassin's Creed 2, and not 2 as in like the, anyway. So, okay, we're done with that. So I'm just thinking about that, and that was just kind of where my mind was going. But now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my cat, and that's something I probably should have started off with, but oh well. Now we're like 4 minutes in, and great. Okay, so anyway, basically, I got my cat when I was 3 years old, and I'm currently 19 right now. My cat just turned 16 in August, and I remember, I'm an only child, and I remember praying for a pet and just hoping that I would get a pet, and I wanted a friend, and I actually wanted a sibling for a while, but that didn't happen. So I really felt like a pet would be the easiest thing, and I just started praying for one, and every single time I'd pray, I actually added a new one to the list. So I think at one point I was praying for a cat, a dog, a fish, a guinea pig, a turtle, like literally anything under the sun. Like, I just wanted a pet, and I wanted something I could take care of and I could come home and play with from school and like stuff like that. So one night, my parents were actually up late talking, and they heard a little kitten meowing outside. And my prayers were answered, and my dad went outside, and he went and saw that there was a little kitten just waiting out there, and she just kind of pranced back and forth, and she wouldn't let him pet her or anything. He was finally able to pet her, and then after he was able to touch her, she literally wouldn't leave. So he was like, okay, we need to go ahead and take her in. She was completely covered in fleas, and she was really didn't really have a lot of hair because she was only about 3 weeks old at the time, and she was just kind of in a sad state, I guess. And so what ended up happening was my parents got her some shampoo, they got her a little conditioner, they started cleaning her up and getting all the fleas off of her, and they started feeding her. And she started to actually fall over, and she started collapsing and stuff. And my mom started freaking out, and she was like, "Oh my God, am I hurting her? Is she okay? Like, is she sick? Do I need to go, like, get her checked?" And they ended up going and bringing her to the vet, and that was actually what I meant when I said Labor Day. That's the day we brought her to the vet. There was an emergency vet clinic, thank God, that was open. And we brought my cat to the vet, and they told us that, you know, she hadn't eaten in forever, and it was just, she had completely just been on her own. She was covered in fleas. They had had so much blood loss because of the fleas, and she was going into shock because we were taking care of her, and she was really bad off. And so we can really say that it's because of us we actually saved her life. But you know, she kind of saved ours too a little bit. She was kind of my friend growing up, and I'm not going to go too far into it. I have a whole life story. Maybe I'll do a video of that one day. I don't know, probably not, but maybe. So anyway, so she was going into shock. They ended up putting her on antibiotics, and my parents had to bottle feed her. And it was at this point that they realized, you know, hey, we have this cat, we're taking care of her, let's just go ahead and keep her, because we're going through all this trouble and she has nowhere else to go. And my mom came home from work one day, and on the side of the road near our house, they had a calico adult cat that was run over by a car. And so we think that that was actually my cat's mother. She looked just like her, had similar coat markings and everything, and we figured that my cat's mother was run over by a car, and she was basically an orphan. So we decided to take her into our family, and she's been with us ever since. And like I said, she just turned 16. She's an amazing cat, and she's super fun. She's kind of filled a void where I guess I'm an only child and I don't have any siblings, so she's kind of like helped keep me preoccupied and been my little like friend, and I come home and like spend time with her. And I remember growing up with her, she was like a little sibling to me. We'd actually chase each other around the house, and I used to love building with Lego blocks and stuff. See, building has been a big interest of mine like ever since I was little. And she would just come over there and like swat at the blocks, and she would knock down what I was building, and I'd get mad at her and go chasing her around the house again. And I also played with her with a string, and that ended up being a really bad idea because I got her into the habit of attacking our shoes, which my parents had to fix that, and that was just the whole thing. So we know now not to play with a string because she'll start attacking our shoes, and she doesn't do it anymore. So she's really smart in that regard. We were able to teach her to get out of that habit. So anyway, but also she was also kind of like a little caretaker, like almost like a dog in the sense where if there was something going wrong, she would kind of like sit by you and guard you and protect you. And I actually have asthma. I developed it around 4 because I used to live in New Orleans with my family, and we lived around an oil refinery, and I actually got sick from it because they had all these things going on with the chemicals and everything. And I had asthma, and I had really bad asthma attacks back then. I don't have them anymore. But she would just sit by me and watch me and go get my parents if they needed to come over and give me medicine or if something was going on. And she would always spend every single night, she'd curl up at the little the end of the mattress, and she would just kind of like watch over me and spend time with me. And she's just a really sweet animal. She's never really attacked any of our furniture. She's never scratched up our walls or like anything. She's never attacked anybody. The only thing that she will not allow us to do is get another pet, dog, cat, anything, because she is she's very spoiled, and she likes to be the queen of the house. And she's just kind of like that. Like she's even weird in the sense where she won't eat unless we eat, and it's just like a whole thing. And she's very spoiled, and she'll tap you and everything. But now we're at the screenshots. I hope I was able to give you a little intro to my cat. And the last picture on here is actually a little photo shoot I had with her over the weekend because I wanted to get a picture of her for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.